All right, you guys have been asking for it. Here it is. This is my 10,000 plus round review and final review of the Glock 19X. The Glock 19X. Not a new gun, obviously. I did a 5,000 round review a year or so ago. About a year ago. It's actually been longer than a year ago, and I have more than 10,000 rounds on this. I should have done this video probably 4 or 6 months ago, really. There's probably closer to 12,000 rounds on this gun now, not 10,000. So, addressing my original 5,000 round review, people could not help but comment on how often I ejected the mag through that video. I'm standing in a room by myself talking to a camera. I'm sorry, I got jittery. I just started, that was just something that, it's just something that I was doing. Apparently, that was just too much for some people. And of all the information in that video, the only thing they came out with was that I ejected the mag. Some people wanted to turn it into a drinking game. Some people wanted to comment on it and see if they could poke fun at me. And everybody who thought that, y'all don't matter. And now I'm gonna do it again. Why? Because I know how much now that it pisses people off. 10,000 rounds, 12,000 rounds to be probably more accurate. I love this gun. This gun is everything that the Glock 19 should have been from its inception. In fact, as far as a 9mm pistol goes, I don't even know that there's a need for a 17. This should take the place of the 19, and then you step down into 43s and 26s and 43Xs and things like that from there. In my opinion, this is the most perfect handgun I've ever shot. Not saying that it is the best handgun in every way, but it is the most all-around, most perfect handgun I've ever shot. Is it the most accurate handgun I've ever shot? No. It's not meant to be a competition gun. Is it the highest capacity gun I've ever shot? No, it's not. Is it the smallest? Is it the biggest? Is it this? Is it that? People like to pick that stuff apart. Well, it doesn't do this, or it's not that. This is an all-around, most perfect handgun I've ever shot. Some people would say the G45. I think this shoots better than the G45. I've shot 3 G45s, and I don't know if it was because there wasn't as many rounds on those guns as there is this gun, as far as being broke in. But the 19X, in my opinion, outperformed them in the trigger and how the trigger felt, and just how smoothly it shot and how controllable it was. I don't know what the difference is. All I know is this was more enjoyable to shoot at the end of the day. Some people say that this is the oddball gun because it doesn't take Gen 5 mags because of this little dingleberry on the end here. This, I don't know, I would call it like a leading edge protector or something, so you can't get your mag caught on something. I would argue that Gen 5 is the oddball because you can put any other magazine in here. I don't have the EMP base plates here, but I have a bunch of ETS mags with the +5 EMP Strike Industry base plates. They fit fine. As you can see, that fits fine. This is an original. The standard +2 fits. I don't know if I have anything else with other base plates here, but I haven't had a single mag not fit this gun. So I would argue that Gen 5 is the oddball one because they had to come out with that stupid freaking ledge on the front of their magazine that they hadn't done in other 4 generations. Upgrades, I have no upgrades to this. It's completely stock with the exception of the light. I haven't changed the spring. I haven't changed anything on this gun in 12,000 rounds, and it hasn't needed it either. Here in a little bit, we'll wipe some things down. I don't have any cleaners here, but I'll show you the internals. You can see the end of the barrel there a little bit. I don't know how well you can see it, but the crown, that's got some soot in it. it's probably in 12,000 rounds had 3 to 4 really solid cleanings, like completely tore it apart, maybe 5, but completely tore it apart, really deep cleaned it, ultrasonic, every piece and part. So it's been 3, 4 in 12,000 rounds. So I can't really complain about that. Let's shoot it, do some, it's only going to be as accurate as I am, but let's do some really quick shots with it and just do some accuracy stuff at like 10 yards and 7 yards and stuff like that. Reasonable pistol self-defense range. Let's just do some headshots at 7 yards. This is Wolf steel case ammo. I'm okay with that grouping. How about you? I mean, two inches at a high rate of fire, I'd say that is pretty darn good. So it performs as expected. It eats any ammo that I give it. I haven't had any. In the very, very early stages of this, I fed it some aluminum case that got some hang-ups, maybe half dozen times within the first 1,000 rounds. Other than that, I've shot, and by the way, I've shot, of the 12,000 rounds through this, 8,000, 9,000 of it has been steel case Wolf or tool ammo without issue. But I did run some aluminum through it, maybe 500 rounds, maybe 1,000 rounds. Had some hang-ups in the very early days of it. Other than that, no issues whatsoever. So let's get it tore apart. I'm gonna show you what I can. Like I said, it's not gonna be clean. I haven't cleaned it. I've shot probably 400 rounds through it today, a little less. 2 weeks ago, I shot another 200 to 400 through it. So it's been at least, geez, I couldn't tell you how many it's been since I've actually last cleaned this, but just in the last week there's been 800 or more rounds through it. So let's get it down on the tailgate, tear it apart, and I'll show you the inside. All right, let's pull it apart here. Okay, inside of the slide, as you can see, is not bad. I mean, it's got some stuff on it, but the wear on the safety plunger there, you can see a little bit of wear on the striker, on the corner of the striker there. Other than that, everything looks really good. I have a bunch of wear finish up at the nose of it, holstering and unholstering and things like that, but otherwise that's in pretty good shape. Barrel is actually pretty warm right now, but standard wear on the barrel, right? Got the little Glock smile there. I'm sure you can't see through there real well, but rifling looks good. Everything looks good on the barrel. The spring is the spring is the spring, and the inside of the gun, of course, some of the Gen 5s, 19Xs, and so on, the wear on the slide catch, you know, the slide lock lever, prematurely wears, but it's fine. And the inside. So let's put this thing back together. Love that gun. Okay, so end of the day, what would be the biggest drawback of this? The biggest drawback is it's more difficult to conceal than a 1943 26, something shorter. We know this. It was something that the crybabies were crying about. when they first came out with it. It was like, why would you put a shorter muzzle and a longer grip? You can't conceal it then. Well, it was never advertised as a concealment gun, although people conceal this gun every day. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the second most popular Glock on the market right now. That is saying something, considering the crybabies on the social media and YouTube pages that were bitching about this. What is Glock thinking? It's a for sure failure. Short muzzle, long grip, because they don't know anything about shooting. That grip is king daddy. If you can't grip your gun fully and have good control over it, the muzzle length and all that doesn't matter. Neither does concealability. You know, the shorter slide means, the shorter slides means less flip, you know, less violent recoil, violent action of the slide. So less flip, more controllability. A 3/4 of an inch or inch shorter sight picture means not a thing when it comes to pistol distances, although you get a full grip and more magazine capacity. So there's really nothing to complain about. Again, and I'll say it again, this is the most perfect pistol, all-around pistol I've ever owned and fired. I love this gun, and I don't say this often about things, but if you've ever thought about getting one of these and didn't, you made a mistake. That's about it. The longest I've ever had a Glock last before I sold it was about 50,000 rounds. That was my Gen 2 G19. I sold it a couple of years ago, had about 50,000 rounds through it, and I'm sure this is going to beat it, no problem. And I'm sure once I hit a giant milestone like that, I'll let you guys know. But for right now, that's gonna be my final review for the 19X. Awesome pistol. Get one if you get the chance. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Great gun, great gun. I am extremely happy and pleased that I have this. All right, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit up social media accounts that I have left, at least. Don't forget to hit up the merch store down below. You can get t-shirts, you can get hats. Hit up Patreon if you want to support the channel as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.